Like marmalade?
Yeah.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a struggle.
I mean, being British would be hard for me. I wouldn't.
Yeah, do you British accent?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't think that I really have, like, you had the aura and the charisma of Alice in Wonderland. I don't really think that I have the same of that. So I don't think I'd be able to, like, bring it to life the way that you did. See, I just took your insult and made it a compliment.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah. Thank you.
You never say nice things to me. You wait until in front of lots of people and then, oh, I'm nice, Tiera.
Not true.
The next question.
Hi. So earlier in the panel, Karen Davis was saying that when she auditioned for Jasmine, she didn't know she was auditioning for Jasmine. So did you guys know who you were auditioning for?
No, mine was a self-tape in my friend Tom's bedroom, and the character was called Carol. I've said this story before, where I was like, Princess Carol? Is that Disney Princess Carol? I don't remember that one. And then I realised it's what's the word for
Lewis.
Yeah, but it's Lewis Carroll. What's the name for? It's not an acronym.
Pseudonym.
Thank you. It's a pseudonym. I love you guys. A pseudonym for Lewis Carroll. So I realised that afterwards, and then I realised that my audition scene was a Jefferson scene. So I was actually doing one of his scenes as part of my audition, and I realised that when I got the part, and then I revisited Once Upon a Time from the beginning and watched all the seasons all the way through for research. And then I was like, those lines sound familiar. And then I realised it was the scene that I auditioned with. But I lied to get the part as well. I said that I lived in Vancouver, whereas I actually was taping from London. And they were like, great, we'll hire you from Vancouver. You know, it saves a bit of money and it's great because you're already here. And I was like, yeah, can't wait to get started. And then I had to jump on a plane on Monday and be like, I'm not jet lagged. I don't even know what jet lag is. I've been in Vancouver the whole time, and also I had to live with. I've got family over there, and so I had to check in with my cousin and go, hey, can I come and live with you? We've met like twice, but I'll pay you in groceries and stuff. Is that cool? Because I meant to live here. And she was like, yeah, of course, family's family. But that was my audition process.
Yeah, I didn't know either. They were dummy sides. I think they were just written for, I don't know if they were previous scenes, or I think they were just written for it. But when I got it, they're like, you're playing Robin Hood. And I was like, what? Isn't there already a Robin Hood? And then they explained it to me, but yeah, I really had no idea. And I just did like one audition with very little information, which is always so strange. You're like, I'm no character description, like no idea. They were just like tough, strong female, and I was like,
So who did you use as inspiration? Strong, tough female. Madonna? No, you didn't. Okay.
But it was so quick. You get the sides, you know, like the night before, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna make something out of it.
Yeah.
And then they asked me the day before filming if I could do a British accent. And I was like, next to two Brits? No. That was so stupid. Which Rose knows. It's very true. It's really
It
bad.
just sounds really like ye old. It sounds like 1800s.
It's really bad.
Jack the Ripper Street.
But yeah, I didn't know.
All right, governor.
That's pretty much it.
Is that Oliver Twist? Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really do ramble.
We do ramble, don't we? We ramble each other so much. So much love.
Hi. So my question is, if there was some sort of like alien invasion in Storybrooke, what do you think your characters would do?
Oh my God.
Can you just make us a rabbit hole, make it disappear?
Yeah.
Just put the aliens into the hole.
Yeah. And also, I'd be running around trying to be beamed up. Just like, beam over here and go, oh, I've got to run over.
And then we'd just be like, no, Alice, stop!
No, just trying to get on board the ship. Yeah.
There are so many ways we could go with that.
What?
With aliens, we get the two of us with aliens, that would be so fun. We just just befriend them all.
We
Just
befriend
bring
them
them all into our house.
all. Yeah. And we'd all be doing Rubik's Cubes and just like, so this goes here, and like,
They would be coming to try and like take over, and we would just make friends with them.
Yeah.
Like, not this place. We'll go somewhere else.
We'll go somewhere else. Because people are really nice. So that's what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, it just sounds like it turns into an episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
My question is, do you have any fun stories from meeting your fellow new cast members?
Fellow new cast members.
Well, it was really interesting when like
You mean the season 7ers? Yeah.
Everyone who was joining when you did.
So that's Addy.
well, I didn't really
Well,
work with anybody other than like you, Bex, Alana. I think for me it was fun when I got to meet like Sean, because you know I was playing his daughter, and so much about my character was taking up his mantle, being him. So meeting him, I think it was at a convention. Yeah, it was at a convention or
Yeah.
something, and it was like, was it in Burbank? Yeah.
Manager there.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, it was really, that was really cool.
I think of the season 7ers, I've always enjoyed working with and hanging out with Andy J. West, just because he's like this smooth guy from Indiana. I wish I could do his voice right now, but I can't. But yeah, so many stories with Andy, and yeah. And also, there were so many nights where we, if we had a night off, which was very rare, we kind of would go round to someone's house and play board games. So that was always a lot of fun for us. Settlers of Catan was a big part of our kind of experience. And if someone was gonna build a city, we would then tell Alexa to sing, "We built this city." And there was this one time where 3 cities were being built, so she was on loop. So kind of, as much as working with these people was amazing, you get to hang out with them offset as well, which was really cool, and everyone was just so kind. So yeah. Thank you.
Hi. If you had the ability to travel back in time, where would you go and what would you do?
I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I was thinking which decade I'd like to live in. And I think there's something about the 1920s, the kind of old Hollywood glamour. And I was thinking that after we went to see Sleep No More in New York the other day, and that kind of era of that kind of film noir, everything is just very cool, and I think it might not have been like that in the 1920s. I mean, there wasn't women liberation really until the 60s, but I think the 1920s, in terms of that glamour, was something that was really sparkly and interesting for me.
I think I would probably do the 70s. I
can see you in the 70s.
I just worked on something where it was set in the 70s.
Or is that thing that you can't say that you're
I know, I just realized I was like,
Look what you're doing to these people. Comes that March.
In the 70s, and just the hair and the clothes and everything was so, and I could see myself being a part of the
I could definitely see
yeah,
that.
and the music, because I'm such a huge music person.
Yeah. Funky Soul Nights. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sadly, we did not get to see Emma Swan and Alice's relationship, but if we did, what do you think it would be like?
Oh, I don't know, because they're not related in any way, are they? So, no. I have to be careful about what I say. I think Alice, the whole thing about Alice is that she just wants to be loved. And I think she just wants to help people, and she wants to, she wants to be a part of the community. So I think if they were to meet, I think it would just be that. I think it would just be a meeting of similar interests and similar minds, and I think they could learn a lot from each other. And it would be interesting though if it would be in Storybrooke or Enchanted Forest or Hyperion Heights or Wonderland. Where that meeting would take place would be something really interesting. And I don't know what the answer would be, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mia, and my question is, what's your favorite thing that you found while thrifting?
The girl who's always looking up for our clothes. I don't know how you do that still. How do you find our clothes once we've worn them?
So basically, I look up like keywords of what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm colorblind, so it's literally
Oh
so
my
hard.
So what Mia does, we wear something to like a convention or like we wear something to an event or something, and then literally the next day, Mia does like shop the look. And like she's managed to track down everything we've been wearing, and I wouldn't even know where to start. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. My favourite from a thrift store, I've got this, you know that yellow like tunic dress I was wearing the other day? So I've got this nice kind of tunic dress that zips up at the side. That I really like that. I think it cost me like $5. But I can like wear it. I can wear it and like I can dress it up or I can dress it down. So that was a real find.
I think for me it was a pair of boots. I think I literally wore them until like the sole was coming off. But they were like, I got them in Tulum. They were like these brown boots that have all this like weird design on the side, but they were in this like weird little corner shop thing. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I love how you can touch the ground.
I know, I realize that I understand now
You're
why
so
you
tall. I
don't
always
like
think when we're walking down the street how tall you are. I always forget how tall you are. Like you're slightly down the seat as
I
well.
realized what you mean. It was uncomfortable.
She's like leaning on him like this. Hey Francie, next question.
Let me interrupt you.
Just lounging.
What's your hangover cure?
Coconut water.
Is it?
Yeah.
My hangover cure is like doing some sort of, like I hate doing it at the beginning, but doing some sort of really intense exercise.
Yeah.
Or like going to a hot yoga class and then you just sweat it out of your pores. I've been to a yoga class where I've smelt the vodka. Like everyone is there for the same reason, and it's on a Sunday morning or whatever, and everyone's there just going, I smell booze. There's liquor in this yoga studio.
You and I have gone to a berries class after a night out, still drunk in the morning, being like, oh God, I hope this sobers us up. Let's go.
We don't condone that, by the way. Don't do any exercise still drunk.
But also, when I learned this, I always wait when I'm hungover and not eat right away. You have to eat the second you wake up, and then
I
you
have
can't.
no problem with that. I'm
I
literally
can't. I'm just
honest.
like, I'm not a huge breakfast person, so I'll wait, and then I'm too tired, and then it's the whole day shot. But
Yeah.
if you eat right away, it's so.
If you eat right away and sweat it
Doesn't
out
sound like
in
you're
a yoga
alcoholics.
studio.
I will keep that in mind. I'm not like the big person for sweating it out, but
Yeah.
have you ever been tipsy on stage?
No.
I get too nervous. I'm just like, do they know?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, if you could play any other Once Upon a Time character, who would you be?
Maybe Vex's character, because it's so fun.
Yeah. Bex is about to pop right now. Have you seen her on Instagram? It's her head and then just like this bare thing. Oh, that baby's so lucky.
That baby's gonna have the most hilarious personality.
So funny. Such a funny kid.
So,
I hope fiery red as well.
yes.
I think in honor of Bex, we should both be Bex.
Copycat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi ladies, my name is Doug. I'm visiting from Toronto,
Oh,
and I've done a lot of community theater over the years, and right now we're doing a panto based on Sleeping Beauty. But I was wondering, I'm trying to break into TV and film. Any recommendations or any advice?
have you trained, Doug?
I've done some training through university, but nothing more recently.
I found the most valuable thing for me was to go to drama school in some form of, and speaking to agents and casting directors after I came out, some will just not see you if you haven't trained. So I think having some form of formal training, maybe it's different in the UK because we're theatre-based actors, a lot of us, but for me it was kind of imperative that an actor would train before they would go into the industry.
Well, I think because I've done all of my work in the US and in Canada, and I think for us it's not so much like you need to have gone to a school, but some kind of training still I think is pretty imperative. And not even that, but it helps you create a community within the industry of people who are doing the same thing as you, and that's how you can meet casting directors and agents and producers, writers, directors, and it helps you build like a repertoire of people that will help you kind of, move along in the industry. And it also just helps you gain confidence and learn new skills. Like even now, like I'm going back to Vancouver tomorrow and I'm in class next month. Just because I'm not working on anything, I still like to keep it going.
It just reminds you, because this industry is so crazy, it reminds you why you're doing what you're doing. Because you can get so lost. And so you want to be reminded that the reason you're sticking this out is because you love what you do, and you love the words, and you love the characters that you're playing.
Yes, I'm very passionate about acting, so thank you so much for that.
No, thank you. Good luck to you. See you out there.
I was wondering if you could describe a costume or prop you hated, and besides the bow and arrow, feel free to ramble about the bow and arrow.
I heard you tell a really great story about how much you hate my bow and arrow.
It was just that one scene in the car. In the bug, it was like a clown car, and we were trying to get in and out with all the bow and arrow. We had like a backpack. We had like loads coming out of there. So what, like the thing? Where did you go? Okay. Where did she go? That was amazing.
Anything else?
Or anything else?
I think it wasn't so much something that I hated, but our wardrobe was amazing. Like our outfits were great and really nice. However, we were filming in Vancouver in the middle of winter, and we were both, aside from my cape, I had like a shirt like this on underneath.
I didn't have a cape for 10 episodes.
It was very wet and very cold. So I think, it was cold.
Maybe season 8 we film in Cancun or something. On the equator.
The aliens.
So with the aliens. We write the script for season 8, and the aliens came down in Mexico.
And they're like,
Wait, Eddie, we've got a pitch for you. Season 8, aliens, just work with me here. No, hear me out. Get out of my office. Thank you.
The two of you guys came in pretty late. Was it ever intimidating for you, especially Rose, you worked with Bobby a lot, like working with more experienced, I guess, nomads?
No, very much so.
Especially because you said you watched everything up to where you would come in and you'd seen Bobby work.
Yeah, 100%. I was it was really daunting coming in, and kind of just, because the show had been so fully formed, not in just the existing characters' minds, but also in all of your minds as well. You had your storybook, you had all these characters already fully formed for you, and then we come along in season 7 and we want to be a part of it all, and we're kind of rocking the boat a little bit. So it was intimidating and kind of trying to be a part of that. But it became very clear very quickly that we were a part of it, and that we learned so much from watching Bobby and watching Colin and all these already established actors and actors, that we found a way through it with their help in a way. And also that we found a way that worked for us as well. That we, because there already had been an Alice in Wonderland, and I obviously didn't want to create something that was very similar to that, and so there was a lot of artistic license. Coming in as a newbie, yes, you want to fit into the world, but you want to bring something else, you want to bring a different energy into that space. So that was a lot of fun to play with, and also being Alice, she's completely bonkers. So in a way, I could mess around as much as possible, and there would be no wrong answer, So that was my journey.
Yeah, I think it was definitely intimidating. You're coming in with all these people who have done it for so long, but I think and all of us on the cast talk about it all the time, I think the really special thing about this show was that, like Rose said, it became very apparent very quickly that it didn't matter that we hadn't been there from the beginning like them. We were now a part of it, and so they kind of, take you under the wing and make you feel welcome in it. And by the end, we were there on the very last day of filming with people who had been there since the first day, which was such a crazy experience. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was very nervous coming in, and I whacked Lana in the face a few times with my arrows, and was mortified. But they made you feel like you were supposed to be there and that you were important, which doesn't happen on a lot of shows that often. And I think that's what made this show so special.
And I think that like everyone took on the fundamental values of the show, which are hope, optimism, positivity, and love, acceptance, all of those things. They were a part of the show so strongly that it was impossible not to feel all of those things stepping onto set. So it was amazing. Thank you.
Hi. How do your characters relate to you in real life?
You go.
I was like, I have to be
You were strong and independent. What was it? Strong, fierce woman. You are a strong, fierce woman.
I don't know if
Or is
it's
it character?
fierce. But no, I think Robin, you know, has a lot of, she's got this really strong, tough exterior, but she's softer than you would expect inside. And I think I can kind of, you know, you have to, in this industry and in life, kind of, you know, set up yourself and be tough, but I think underneath it all, there's like a real warmth to her that comes out. And I think I could relate to it in that way, and you know, and she just wants to, you know, love and be loved and be accepted and do good. And I think, you know, that's a quality that's inherently in, well, everybody. Yeah.
But mainly in you. I love. I think, yeah, and I think I'm quite unconventional. I don't take myself too seriously. What were you going to say? I know you live to do it. Yeah, go on.
I wasn't going to say anything.
And so I like to kind of, I like to enjoy life, and I like to have fun, and I like to take things that I care about very seriously, but not take myself seriously within them. We had this saying at school that was hold on tightly, let go lightly. And I kind of hold that quite dearly to me. And like you really, but if something doesn't happen for you or something changes, a transition happens, you held on tightly, now let it go. And then you'll find something else that will be your next thing. But I think because life is just a series of transitions, you have to be adaptable and you have to be resilient. And I think those are the qualities that I think I relate to most with Alice. Being in the face of adversity and finding humour and finding lightness within that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's each of your least favorite foods?
Least favorite foods?
Yeah.
Octopus. tell them what you say.
Okay, so
Even though I stole your joke. Go on.
So last night we went for dinner, and we ordered, which is funny, Rose really wanted this specific
I
pasta.
want to try bonkers things, and I want to try things that I can't make at home.
And so we got this pasta that had like pieces of octopus in it, but like the long pieces with all the tentacles. And they had like a little, you know, like the little curly
It's like a pig's tail, you know, when it like curls like that.
And her face trying to eat it was the funniest thing, and I kept saying, oh no, it looks like a demogorgon. And she was like, please stop. And like, it's like the little suction cup bits are gonna get stuck to the inside of your stomach as she's trying to eat it.
I can still see it now.
She's like, make it stop, please make it stop.
And I really tried, because I want to be one of those people that tries things and tries new
But
foods.
that's the whole point, to try it. You don't have to like it, but you
And I
still
did try it,
Yeah.
I did get involved. But I wanted to like it a bit more, but I wish they cut it up slightly smaller.
Well, that's
like a piece, I'm not even joking,
They were
a piece is like this long, with like a little curl at the end. And I was like, come on, guys.
But I told her, I was like, if I had cut this up and it was just in the pasta and I just said it was chicken, that's all you would think it was.
Because it did taste a bit like chicken as well. And it was really well cooked. Like the consistency of it was really good. But when it arrived to the table and I saw that it had suckers and a little curl on it, I was like, I can't. I tried even closing my eyes and going like this. And I just thought, I can't get over it. It's the demogorgon. So for me, it's octopus.
I really eat.
You're good at foods.
I eat anything.
Your little feet.
You know what's weird? For me, it's like a texture thing that sometimes gets me. Like, I can't do things like bok choy or like cooked spinach because it's like stringy and it like makes me gag. But it's not a flavor thing.
You're
It's
good
more
with eggs, I remember.
I don't like eggs when they're cold. Like, I won't eat eggs at like lunch or
But you
dinner
don't
or like
like
in a
eggs.
salad. No, I do.
Scrambled eggs, running.
Oh no, I think that'll be cooked the right way.
Yeah, but you would tell me to cook the eggs a little bit longer.
Yeah. They've got to be like.
Sorry, excuse us.
This just became the most adorable domestic conversation ever. All the time you made me eggs. So that would be it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Okay, so I want to know what your upcoming work is as far as shows or movies, and particularly to you, Tiera. Will we see you on season 4 in Riverdale?
Well, I was in last week's episode. Did you guys see it?
I've had the past few episodes DVR'd. I haven't even gotten onto the season yet with work.
Did I do it
Oh, nice.
Sorry. Yes, I'm still around. I pop in every once in a while. And then I've got another project, but I can't tell you guys about. It's coming out in March. And then my show, Nurses, which comes out next year.
I can't wait to see it.
And then Rosie's got a movie.
I got that movie.
No, when is that coming out?
Again next year. We don't know yet. Yeah.
Can I be your date to the premiere?
Of course you can. You can also see my really dodgy Canadian accent as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
No.
Fargo.
No. Oh, hey.
You just add A to
I just had a wait, yeah.
Oh god.
You go into the store, eh?
So Fargo.
But then it doesn't sound far off from my actual like Devonshire accent either. So it goes, you go into the store, eh? All right, lover, yeah. Okay, moving on. Thank you for your question.
Thank you very much.
Hi. If you were to be a season 8, what would you hope to see from your characters in like adventure-wise or relationship-wise?
So when the aliens come down and the light beams, I want to see our marriage.
Yeah, wedding.
I want to see our
Wedding would
wedding.
be so epic. Could you imagine?
Imagine. It would be so bonkers and
It would be,
extra.
it would be just a giant tea party.
It would be. And then our honeymoon as well. And then I want us to have kids. We haven't talked about this, but I would like kids with you.
Who would be the dad? Who would be?
Oh, I do wear the pants in a relationship.
No, I know, but
We know that this happens now.
the other person somewhere. This question's weird. Who would we get it from on the show?
You could be pregnant in the show and we give you the kids. Oh, it's so...
They're so cute.
At the same time, that would be cool.
That would be hilarious. By the same man. I'm feeling really uncomfortable. I don't want to talk about this anymore. But yeah, I'd like to have kids some way with me. Is that clear anything else?
Right.
Thank you for your question. In season 8, what would happen? Sperm. And there's a child. Hello!
I was wondering if you both landed in Wonderland, what would you do and why?
It's really hot in here. What would we do in Wonderland? I want to go on magic teacups. One of my favourite rides are the waltzes, the teacups that spin really fast. So I would like to be with me. So I'd like to go on the waltzes. And also, I want to find Jefferson. Like, he's got to be in there somewhere. And I feel like there's got to be a scene.
The Mad Hatter.
The Mad
And then we can bring my
Hatter.
sister back.
You are literally crying right now.
I know.
No, you look beautiful still, but there's tears coming out of your eyes.
But if we went to Wonderland, we could find the Mad Hatter and then bring my sister back.
That's what I mean, exactly. Yeah, we could. Yeah, so we want to find the Mad Hatter. That would be our quest.
My sister was Grace.
Thank
Mad
you.
Hatter's daughter.
Grace,
Oh, I
Reynolds and
forgot. There
Tiera.
was your, I forgot.
Oh,
The
yeah.
actor was.
Hello again.
Hi again. This time I've got a question for you, Rose.
Oh,
So I'm not sure whether or not you saw those flashbacks that Alice's childhood has, but I'm more curious to hear about what you think of when you think of Alice's childhood growing up in that kind of situation. What kind of things did she do for fun, mindsets, just anything that you can think of that you can put into that character when you think for Time of the Tower?
yeah. I think like I want to feel like she had a really happy childhood, and then for me that's why it becomes so heartbreaking when she is locked in the tower. There's a massive kind of cut from real life, and like we already saw it in those flashbacks that they were painting and they were doing really gorgeous, cute things together. So I think that relationship. I would have also liked to have seen what the relationship with Gothel in the beginning was. Was she always bad? I know she, with the nymphs and things like that, but the relationship from very early on between the two of us, that would have been really interesting. Because I don't believe people are all bad. And we saw that with Gothel, like she had moments where she was good. So I wanted to see, hopeful moments with the two of those. That would have been lovely. And maybe her joining in with painting and all of that stuff. But it's a very strange dynamic and a strange family dynamic. It's not a particularly healthy one. So yeah. Also, it would be good to see who my childhood friends are, apart from the troll and all my little characters that I talked to in the tower. I always got this dream. I'm rambling a little bit, but I promise I'll be back with you in a minute. I always wanted Thumbelina to be in Once Upon a Time. So I feel like I wanted to explore. I don't know where I'm going with this. But I've started it, so I'll finish. I feel like that young Alex and Thumbelina, what a gruesome twosome that would have been to have those two together. I'm still in the previous conversation. I'm still not quite over what we were talking about before. But yeah, certainly like to experience that. Thank you.
Hi, you guys could be zookeepers or conservationists. What animal would you most like to work with?
Oh, any? I love animals. I'm
a snow leopard. Yeah. I think they're beautiful.
Oh, anything? I don't know. I love animals so much. I don't know. And as long as it's not a snake. I know that's difficult. I would work with any animal as long as it wasn't a snake. I would literally pass out.
Did you say save an animal or work with one?
Either.
Oh.
Save them all. Work with them all except for snakes.
What about you? Yeah. You would?
I don't care about spiders.
Like a tarantula?
On Wednesday.
Cool. Would you work with an octopus? Yeah.
But they just but no, because they're kind
They're
of
so
like
smart,
snakes.
octopus. Octopi are really smart.
Thank you.
Bruce.
Hello again. I just wanted to say, as for the previous conversation, you, Storybook, you really don't have to worry about where you get it from. Regina can just whip it up for you.
I don't know if you noticed where she was rambling earlier. I had a moment where I giggled to myself. And it's because I thought about that. I was like, well, it's magic. You could just be like,
You've got
You probably pooped as a baby. That's how it works, right? Is that how Bex got so pregnant? Someone went bibbidi bobbidi boo with the baby.
We're going to be terrible parents.
True.
Hi. The question is, if Alice and Robin got married, where would it be and who would you invite? Everybody.
You didn't even think about that, did
No, we
you?
have to invite everybody.
Okay.
We're like the most inclusive people. Can you imagine if we're like, no. Jasmine? No.
Yeah, like Karen David.
Well, that's there's no way.
So
you
mean.
can't come.
Huh?
Everybody. No. I said there's no way. That would be. There's no way we could be like, no. Everybody would come. It would be like a big.
No one's saying that we can't invite everybody. They're all quite happy that they're all coming. Like, it's totally fine. You can bring everybody. We're already on the rocks. We haven't even got married yet. It's already,
Where would it be?
Huh?
Where would it be?
Where would the wedding be? Venice.
Greenwich.
Greenwich. Let's go to the village. Yeah, grannies. We'll have, yeah, and we can do like a wedding buffet of like lasagna and hot chocolate and all that stuff.
She's gonna plan it for sure.
I'm gonna plan it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we might get pregnant before the wedding. So. Shotgun wedding.
So you guys are during your stay in New Jersey, and I wanted to ask you guys, what's your favorite on-stage Broadway production, and would you guys ever consider doing live theater?
I just went to my first Broadway show.
Yes, you did.
I saw Book of Mormon. It was hilarious. So that was my favorite. This is the only one I've been to. It was really good.
I like Book of Mormon. I also, what other musicals? I like Wicked. Such a good musical, and so many good tunes from Wicked. So yeah, so it'll be that as well.
And would you guys consider ever doing live theater?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about it afterwards, about how much, well, I wouldn't be able to do a musical because I can't dance or sing. But just like how much fun it looked like we were having, and like what a family and community they ended up becoming. Like I would love to do it.
Yeah, I'd love to do that as well.
We'd love to see you someday.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, do you like Disney? And if you do, who's your favorite Disney character?
I love Disney.
Imagine if we said, What did you say?
I'm rambling now.
Tiera just said I don't have a heart.
No,
I can't like Disney.
I said if you don't like Disney, you
Stop
don't have a
shouting at me.
Who's your favorite?
Who's my I love Ariel, I always have. Ariel has always been my favourite Disney character. I think it's the first Disney show I watched on TV, and then I just became obsessed with that. There's a video of me, aged 7, sitting on my windowsill with a fork, going, my dad, sorry?
Yeah, you were gonna find it for us.
Well, it's like on VHS, it's like on video. Okay, listen, the world's not ready to see that video.
You will break the internet.
I will break the internet. I'm like Jennifer Aniston when she joined Instagram. Oh my god, what happened? Rose just posted that video of her singing Ariel, and the world's just gone mad. So I don't think the world can handle it. I think it's not ready.
I think mine was Belle. I love Belle.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's your favourite, by the way, before you go?
Slinky Dog.
Toy Story?
Oh, Slinky Dog.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a really
Like
good
the
show.
specificity of that choice.
So I asked this question to Emily before, but I'm a new Starbucks barista, so I was wondering what your Starbucks order is.
Well, I don't drink coffee because
Since a loopy.
it makes me crazy. But I don't know. I have caffeine in like green tea, so like a matcha latte is my favorite.
I like a macchiato or a double espresso. I find double espresso is if I really need to get the day started. I've yet to chug 2 double espressos, but it's like a shot. You just gotta get into it. Yeah, it's really bitter, and I like kind of sweeter things. So either macchiato or a fridge. Like I've got no time. It's the double espresso in and go. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Oh hey you guys. Good. No? Oh, we got 2 more?
Hi, I was wondering if your characters did have a baby, what would you name it?
What would we name it? Lee Arenberg. And that's all the first name. So it would be Lee Arenberg, and then Mills, hyphenated, Wonderland, Jefferson, Teacup.
Teacup. That would actually be a cute name.
We name our kid Teacup. How cute would that be?
Hi. So me and Rose had a very cool conversation during our photo. Like, oh, you're so pretty. No, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. But anyway, so my question is, what's your beauty hacks? Like,
Beauty hacks. Oh. Water. Drink a lot of water, more than you think you need.
And sleep.
And
As
sleep.
much as you can.
Yeah.
So the two things.
And don't
Those are
smoke.
hacks.
What?
Those are like hacks. They're just like,
Yeah. Those are good tips. Like, I mean, that's such a great tip for everyone. Because I'm 140, and I like water and sleep, and hard charging. When you charge, I believe the best thing for yourself for your inner beauty is tell the truth, go hard, try your best, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions about what other people's trips are. And that if you keep your inner self good and clean, suddenly you don't age. Because stress, worry, stuff that's out of your control, that'll age you worse than anything.
That's the best advice.
Yeah.
Also, always wash your face before you go to bed.
Yeah, drink a lot of water.
You just totally stamped all over his answer.
It's not a stamp. I'm her child. My name is Teacup. You can hashtag Teacup. I will do it.
There's going to be so many memes now of Lee's face on the baby.
Do it.
You need to see some of those by the end of the day, you guys.
That's the luckiest baby ever. I'd be like that baby Huey from the Listen, Mom, where's my cigar?
Oh my God.
Whatever.